Have you ever found yourself stuck in the endless loop of overthinking, unable to make decisions, and feeling like you're not moving forward at all? If you've ever experienced this, you feel like you're standing still and you're overthinking every decision and not making any progress. If so, you're not alone. I've had my bout in this cycle many times. It's called analysis paralysis, and it is a common challenge that prevents many of us from reaching our full potential. But today, you and I are going to tackle how to break free from analysis paralysis and unlock your full day's potential. This episode is for you if you struggle to make decisions because you're overwhelmed with options. It's also for you if you find yourself constantly researching but never acting. This is for you if you feel frustrated because you're not making the progress that you know you're capable of. By the end of this episode, you'll understand what causes analysis paralysis and how to recognize it within yourself. You'll learn actionable strategies to overcome this obstacle, and you'll be equipped with tools to take decisive action to maximize your productivity. Steve Jobs once said, "Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do." This quote, in my opinion, highlights the importance of clarity and focus. When we eliminate unnecessary options and distractions, we can concentrate on what truly matters, paving the way for effective action. Steve Jobs understood that the ability to prioritize and simplify is crucial. By letting go of the need to explore every possible option, we can focus our energy on the most impactful actions. This approach not only reduces the burden of decision-making, but also enhances our ability to execute effectively. So what causes or what is analysis paralysis? Well, analysis paralysis occurs when we overanalyze a situation to the point where we can't make a decision or take action. It's like being stuck at a crossroads with too many road signs pointing in different directions. This state of indecisiveness can lead to missed opportunities and a lack of progress. Analysis paralysis is more than just a minor inconvenience. It is a significant barrier that can halt our progress and keep us from achieving our goals. When we're stuck in this state, it feels like we're spinning our wheels without gaining any traction. The constant need to analyze every possible outcome can lead to stress, anxiety, and a sense of failure. Imagine starting your day with a list of tasks, but instead of checking them off one by one, you find yourself spending hours weighing the pros and cons of each action. By the end of that day, you've accomplished little, if anything, and your to-do list has only grown longer. This not only impacts your productivity, but also erodes your confidence and motivation. The fear of making the wrong decision can be paralyzing. We worry about the potential negative outcomes, we worry about the judgment of others, and the possibility of failure. This fear often leads us to gather more information, to seek more opinions, and postpone our decisions indefinitely. The irony is that in our quest for the perfect choice, we end up making no choice at all, which is a decision in itself. It's a decision to stay stuck. So transition now, let's dive into some actionable steps to tackle analysis paralysis head on. So actionable step number one is identify a recent decision that you've been overthinking and write it down. Number two is list the pros and cons of each option that you have within this decision. Seeing them on paper can bring clarity. And number three is set a firm deadline for making your decision. Deadlines creates urgency and helps you move forward. So here's some coaching questions that I would love for you to think on. What fears are holding you back from making this decision? How would making a choice, even a small one, move you forward? All right, moving on, let's explore the root causes of analysis paralysis. So there are several factors that contribute to analysis paralysis, including fear of making the wrong decision, perfectionism, and information overload. Recognizing these causes is the first step to overcoming them. So let's go ahead and dive into the fear of making the wrong decision. This fear stems from the uncertainty of the future and the potential negative outcomes of a decision. We worry about the consequences of a wrong choice, which can lead to hesitation or inaction. This fear is often amplified by past experiences where decisions lead to unfavorable results, making us overly cautious in our current decision-making process. Then there's perfectionism. Perfectionism creates an unrealistic standard that can be paralyzing. The belief that there is a perfect decision leads us to continually seek more information and options, trying to ensure that our choice is flawless. This endless pursuit of perfection can prevent us from taking any action at all because we feel like no decision will ever meet our high standards. Next is information overload. In today's digital age, we have access to an overwhelming amount of information. While having ample data can be beneficial, it can also be detrimental when it comes to making decisions. The constant influx of new information can make it difficult to sift through what's relevant and what's not, leading to analysis paralysis. We get stuck in a cycle of gathering more data, hoping that it'll make our decision easier, but it often adds to the confusion. Recognizing these causes is crucial because it allows us to address the root of the problem rather than just the symptoms. Understanding why we're stuck can help us develop strategies to move forward. So here's some actionable steps. Acknowledge your fear and understand that no decision is perfect. Next, limit your options to a manageable number to avoid overwhelm. And third, trust your intuition and your past experiences to guide you. So here's some coaching questions that I want you to ponder within this point. What past experiences can you draw from to inform your decision? How can you simplify your choices to make the process easier? Next, let's go ahead and discuss practical strategies you can use to overcome analysis paralysis. One strategy that you can use, and it works for me and it's worked for most of my clients, is to set clear priorities. Know what your top priorities are and focus on them. This helps to filter out distractions and unnecessary options. Next, break tasks into smaller steps. Tackle one small step at a time. This makes large, daunting tasks more manageable and it reduces the overwhelm. And third, take imperfect action. Remember, action leads to clarity, and perfection is the enemy of progress. It's better to take a small step forward than to remain stuck. So here's some actionable steps that I want you to consider right now. List your top 3 priorities for today. Break the large task into smaller actionable steps and start with the easiest step. Commit to taking one imperfect action today. Embrace the learning that comes from that. So here's some coaching questions for you. What is one small step that you can take right now to move forward? How can you embrace imperfection to achieve progress? So I want to go ahead and share a personal story with you, and I'm gonna make this really brief. But early in my career, I was faced with a major decision about whether to take a new job opportunity. I spent weeks analyzing every detail, consulting with my friends, and making a pros and cons list. Eventually, I realized that I was stuck in a loop and decided to trust my gut. I took the job, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions of my career at that time. This taught me the value of trusting myself and taking action despite the uncertainty. Sometimes it's just a leap of faith that propels us forward. So in this episode, we explored the concept of analysis paralysis, its causes, and effective strategies to overcome it. By setting clear priorities and breaking your larger task into smaller steps and taking imperfect action, you can unlock your day's full potential and achieve your goals. If you're ready to break free from analysis paralysis and take your personal and professional growth to the next level, I want to invite you to click the link in the description below to coach with me. Also, you can join the Unstoppable email community. It's free for more tips, weekly tips and strategies. And until next time, keep finding your path.